The Tabs YouTube channel has been inactive for over 400 days, 2.38 million subscribers, and the last thing she ever wrote to them on a community post from May 2025 was 3 words and a snore. See you soon. Zzz. That was the plan anyway. Tabs was gonna be back soon, except we haven't seen her since. And the internet, being the internet, has noticed. One person asked under her last video where she is and got the maths wrong at doing it. Others have moved into the past tense entirely. There are TikToks about her filmed at 5:30 in the morning by people who cannot sleep for wondering. Now, here's the thing about Tabs, she has done this before. To be precise, she's done it for 784 days. That's how long her channel once sat silent, from November 2020 to January 2023, while her audience cycled through worry, grief, conspiracy, and a moderator claiming to have killed her. And then she strolled back in like nothing had happened, and everyone who'd written a eulogy looked very silly indeed. So, the Tabs veterans will tell you to relax. She does this, but she comes back. Except this time, when you go knocking on the doors, some of the doors aren't even there anymore. The Instagram linked on her YouTube channel, for example, appears to have been completely wiped. So, where the hell is Tabs? Well, there are really only 5 explanations for where this woman has gone, and they're the spine of this very video, 1 chapter each. Maybe she's been hacked again. Maybe something terrible has happened. Maybe she's mid-orbit and due back soon. This is Tabs we're talking about, it's just who she is. Or number 5, she's planned every bit of this, including responses like this video, which is kind of trippy. We'll hold the evidence up against each of these series and see which one is left standing at the end. And there's more evidence than you might think. This random TikToker, for example, seems to have made the only real-life sighting of Tabs in the past year. Furthermore, Tabs' last Instagram post revealed not only her face, but a hint of the disappearance to come. And what about Tabs' last ever upload? Are there really clues hidden within this video? Showing the map of an escape plan, hidden in plain sight? It seems like there very well could be, so stay with me. This is going to be a fascinating ride. Theory 1. Hacked again. Quick bit of housekeeping first. Only about a 5th of you watching this are actually subscribed. This is a video about 2 million people who assumed that their favourite creator would always be there, and got 400 days of silence for their trouble. Well, unlike some people, me and Lucky, we do actually upload, so please hit the button and let's get into it. In November 2020, Tabs vanished for the first time, and weeks into that silence, her channel's community tab explained why. Attention. If you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I've been hacked. Don't click on any shady links in the story feature, bio, or post. Don't ever send any money for whatever deal this guy tries to offer. He'll give you nothing. He turned off all the comments on Instagram so that none of you could even be notified. The social media pages may have to be shut down temporarily. In the future, I'll try to retrieve it somehow. For now, it'd be a great help if you could report those accounts as hacked and spread the word. Thanks. Stay safe, all. So, a scammer had seized her Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Not the TikTok! She asked her fans to mass report the stolen accounts, and they willingly obliged. Then came 2 years of silence, during which the fanbase self-catered. One subreddit post, title in full, "Y'all, what happened to Tabs? Genuinely concerned." As this fan reported back to Reddit, "Guys, I went on the Tabs Discord server and asked the admin where Tabs was. He said that he killed her. I checked, and he's been saying the same thing for almost half a year now. Should we be concerned for her safety? Maybe the admin knows more than he is telling. I just want to know what happened to Tabs." So, it's already happened once. The accounts were seized, there was general chaos, and then silence. Now, I'm going to show you her internet presence today, and look me in the eye and tell me this doesn't look like round 2. Her Twitter, suspended. Her TikTok, couldn't find this account. Her Discord, invite invalid. Her subreddit, restricted, just 37 weekly visitors, and the newest post is 4 years old. A drought notice from 2022 that nobody ever took down, like a back in 5 minutes sign yellowing in a shop window. Line up all of that, and it looks like a purge. Suspended here, deleted there, wiped everywhere. And yet, when you actually date each ruin, the theory collapses. The suspended Twitter is, in all probability, an enforcement fossil. The platform acting on the scammer wearing her name untouched since about 2021. The TikTok was quite possibly finished off by the very mass reporting she requested. The Discord died back in 2022, mid first disappearance. And here's the hole that was in this theory all along. That post titled "Attention" is a YouTube community post. She wrote it on the one platform the hacker never touched. Proof she held the channel keys the entire time. Hold on to that hole though, it unlocks the last two theories. But first, we're going to talk about the explanation that everyone's afraid of. And I don't like to do it, but somebody has to. Theory 2. Something terrible happened. When somebody this big goes quiet for this long, minds can't help but go to dark places, and this fanbase's mind has gone there en masse. In August 2025, barely 3 months into the silence, a creator called Vericide filmed themselves at 5:30 in the morning, wide awake, delivering what I can only describe as a eulogy with the hope not yet removed. In their words,
"You realize I was in middle school when I first started watching her? I think she was in college."
And then the line that is this entire discourse in miniature.
"I'm not saying like return to making videos, bro, but if you're alive, bro, like say something, please, bro."
Look at what's happened to the ask. It started years ago as upload. It's nowadays shrank to just say something. 2 million subscribers, and the standing request is now a pulse. Some have moved into past tense altogether. In full, she was the realest one out of all of them. Was. No announcement, no evidence. The grammar just moved on without her. And the clocks on the wall have stopped agreeing with each other because, of course they have. 5 days before I recorded this, someone posted, "Tabs, where are you? It's been 2 years. Well, actually, it's been 13 months since the last video, or 20 since the upload before it. Nobody's even marking the calendar anymore. They just know it's been a bloody long time." And under her final Instagram post, people are still arriving this week. One in full, "Hope you're doing well. Your videos are awesome and the world is truly in shambles." Smash that like button if you wish that Tabs would just say something. I mean, it doesn't even have to be an upload, just let us know that she's okay. That's all we want. Anyhow, here is the entire evidence against the fear. And I do mean entire because it's the only complete verified record of her existence since May 2025. In September 2025, a TikTok creator delivered the era's only confirmed news. The caption reads, "She's alive." An animator from her circle got married in 2025. Tabs was invited, and according to this TikToker,
and we get to find out that Tabs is doing okay.
And because the fondness has outlived the uploads,
you know, I miss her videos. I really do. I love her. I go to her channel and watch her old videos because she is hilarious.
That's it. That's the file. Proof of life via +1. A genre of update normally reserved for missing hikers and deposed heads of state. But it carries real weight. The friendships survived. She's at the wedding, and there is no distress signal anywhere in this story. No crisis post, no worrying final message. The exits, as we'll see, were calm to the point of politeness. So, according to this TikTok at least, she's alive, she's well, she's simply not answering, which is both a relief and also a deepening of the mystery. Maybe then the veterans are indeed right and she's just between appearances. Let's explore that in our next theory. Theory 3. She always comes back. The precedent case is strong, so let's make it properly. Starting with its greatest victim. In December 2022, a creator called This Is Pedra uploaded a video asking exactly what I'm asking now. What happened to Tabs? 4 weeks later, Tabs returned, and Pedra's comment section has never let them forget it. As one said, "Lol, this vid had 4 weeks before Tabs came back." Another said, "I'm convinced Tabs made a video to spite you or something, lol." A third simply left the name of a subreddit, "are aged like milk." That is indeed the occupational hazard of the genre I'm contributing to right now. So hold that thought, I have a plan for it, and yes, the plan is stupid. So Tabs comes back, it's what she does, and the forecasters in her audience have almost built an exact science of it. Under her last video, one said, "It's been almost a year by now, and by looking at her past videos, that should mean we should get a video sometime this year in a few months. Tabsology, charting her like a comet, one data point, boundless faith." By that model's own maths, the return window is roughly now. No pressure, but the comet model misses the tell. Because yes, the person came back in 2023. but the operation never did. The subreddit stayed locked behind that yellowing drought notice. The Discord was never rebuilt, and it seems like the stolen accounts were never retrieved despite her promise. When Tabs did return, she did so to a demolition site, put up no scaffolding, and posted 5 videos in 2.5 years out of the one room still standing. Her comeback sermon even told struggling artists in her own words,
"So artists, creators, keep doing your thing. Don't let the doomers scare you into thinking there's no future for your passions. Nobody is getting replaced."
And then she stopped doing her thing, while the machines she defended have never missed a day since. Her final video, weighing whether its own takes would hold up, offered,
Let's hope that whatever is being discussed here ages like cheese.
"The universe does love a matching set." Her audience worked out the shape eventually. As one said, she deadass disappears for 2 years and drops like 2 vids, then dips again. Which is basically, yes, the entire arc of this channel since 2020, compressed into 14 words by someone with an emoji. Investigative journalism is humbled once again. So the precedent is real, and yet so is its decay. Each return fainter, shorter, less rebuilt. Orbits actually tend to do that just before an object leaves the system. Unless the orbit was never the point, because the next theory says the silence is. Theory 4. It's just who she is. Tabs' most watched video, 24 million views, is called Being Mute for 3 years. It opens in her words,
Not exaggerating when I say I was mute to the point that nobody in my school, including my teachers, knew my voice.
3 years. Present in every classroom, surrounded by people, yet completely silent. Because of a home where, by her account, open discussion could get a glass thrown your way. That's her words, I'll leave it there. Her classmates named her the quiet one, the mute kid, and she tells you the exact mechanism by which a silence becomes permanent.
But those tags stuck on to me for the whole 3 years, and it became real once I accepted those labels for myself.
Now, hold that against her very first video, Artist Problems 2016, and its 2 confessions. The first on why the channel almost never existed.
That was the only thing setting me back from actually making a YouTube channel in the first place. Criticism.
The second on drawing in public.
Every time there's someone watching me draw, I tend to do it 50 times worse than when I'm alone.
A person who works 50 times worse when watched, held back by fear of judgment, built an entire career whose entire job description is be watched by millions forever. Everyone keeps asking why she went silent. Her own catalogue suggests the question is upside down. The silence came first. The silence is the factory settings. The real question might well be how she managed to talk for so damn long. And if you're tempted to go and demand she say something, the record has already run that experiment. In the video Being Mute, a teacher she calls Mr. Hotshot pulled her into a hallway, demanded she speak, and threatened her grade. In Tabs' words,
which brought even more pressure if anything. My lips stayed sealed.
Every say something comment on that shrine wall is the same protocol, running on a subject with a documented immunity to it. One thing in particular actually stops this theory being bleak, and it matters. Tabs calls those mute years one of the biggest regrets in life. The silence was fear, aimed inward, alone in a crowded room. This current silence, on the only evidence we have, points the other way. She's in the room, at the wedding, among her friends. And yet she's mute to the internet specifically. The girl who couldn't speak to 20 classmates learned to speak to 2 million strangers. The woman appears to have chosen the 20 over the 2 million. It's the same shape, just with reversed polarity. And reversed, it might simply be a preference. The healthiest one available to her. But if silence is a resting state, one question still remains. Did she drift back to it or walk? Because yes, the exit itself has a shape. And yes, there may be more to it than we first thought. Theory 5. It's her master plan. Lay her final 6 months out in order, and the exit stops looking like an accident. 2nd of November 2024. After 9 years as one of the most watched anonymous people on the internet, her Instagram posts a photograph of a real human face. Caption in full, Happy late Halloween as Noir Hatman incognito mode. Real, not drawn on. And underneath, Long time no talk. What did you guys go as this year? The one thing she'd withheld for a decade, handed over as a costume gag, dressed, of all things, as someone in disguise. The photograph is the last thing she ever posted there. May 2025, and we get the final video. How to survive the current state of the world. 11 minutes of end times life advice that reads, in hindsight, like handover notes. Log off the news, tend your small corner, your community. In her words, these are still the good times. Her last spoken words on the platform after a decade. And buried in the middle, the passage I've thought about every day since I started making this video.
I even have those days where I'm tempted to just be like, I'm done with people acting like nothing's been going on here. Am I the crazy one? Screw it, I'm going off the grid. Then I catch myself and I go, hey, this is off. This ain't it. It's that trap again.
She names the temptation to vanish in her own voice in her final video. She calls it a trap. She says she catches herself. And yet, within weeks, she's totally off the grid. Leaving that community post as her last written words anywhere, a drawing of the earth saying, I look fine on the outside, but I'm like a pressure cooker right now, captioned, see you soon, ZZ. Honesty compels me to tell you that the drawing is promo art. The earth is the video's thumbnail, the pressure cooker is the thesis, and the post appears to be just a routine plug, which is somehow worse. Her last words were routine. She thought she was coming back too, or at least she wanted us to think so, which is somehow worse. Now, assemble the case. She never deleted a thing. The catalogue earns every day she stays gone. Her shop is still open and presumably, based on the amount of merch, earning a decent amount of money. And yet, her 2023 comeback never rebuilt pieces of the operation, which read in hindsight like a farewell tour that never printed the word farewell on the tickets. The face reveal becomes a parting gift. The last video, the handover notes, and then she does precisely what the notes say. If it was a plan, the execution was immaculate. No announcement to argue with, no goodbye to grieve. Retirement hidden in plain sight, filed under see you soon. The honest caveat, master plans usually leave a tell. Oversimplified was 5 platforms going dark on the same afternoon, a switch thrown with intent. Tabs, however, let the lights go out one at a time over months, and her final written words promised a return she never made. So if this was a plan, it was the modest kind. A choice executed calmly by someone who decided the healthiest exit was the one nobody would notice until it was already finished. And one artifact from the first disappearance now suddenly reads very differently. Back in 2022, a TikToker posted this.
According to someone in her comments, she announced on Discord that she would not be returning to YouTube. Unfortunately, her Discord has since been deleted, so we cannot confirm this.
At the time, her comeback made that rumour look like misinformation. From here and now, however, it looks like the truest rumour of this entire saga. It just happened to be 3 years early. The honest answer. Look, I can't tell you where Tabs is. Nobody can. The mods are gone, the Discord is gone, the accounts are rubble or silence, and the one person who knows has a decade-long record of outlasting anyone who demanded she speak. Ultimately, 2 of our theories survive the evidence. She's either mid-orbit, somewhere out past Jupiter, return leg already begun, or the label got accepted. The quiet one came home, and the loudest voice in Storytime animation stays exactly where it started. Silent, present, and perfectly fine, just somewhere we can't see. Her last word on the subject was published 7 years ago at the end of the video that made her.
You're not defined by any labels until you accept it yourself.
Whether she's accepted this one, she's the only person alive who knows. And she's not taking questions. That wall of evidence, though, is still being written on. 2 days before I recorded this, somebody left this comment underneath her last video. And I want it to be the final piece of evidence you hear. As it says, hey Tabs, I'm sure you're living your best life out there, but just know that you're still missed and loved. Hopefully you're having a decent year at least. They wrote it as a guess. A kindness sent into a comment section she may never read. And of everything anyone has said about Tabs in the last 400 days, it's the one that matches the evidence. Wait, we got one last thing. Remember Pedra? 4 weeks from upload to return, comment section filed under Curdle Dairy? I've studied that precedent closely and I'm publishing anyway. There's a real chance my video has a shelf life too of about a month. That one upload from Tabs deletes every one of my theories overnight. That would be be terrible for my video, yes, but it would be genuinely great for YouTube. And I hope it happens. Consider this video less an investigation, more an offering. After all, it worked when Pedro did it. So, if Tabs is back by next month, ignore everything I said, and you're welcome. So, let's hand it over. Which theory's left standing for you? Hacked, hurt, mid-orbit, factory settings, or the one in the thumbnail? Also, if you were there for the first silence, tell me what that feels like from the inside, because that was a bloody long one. And if Tabs uploads within the month, this video dies, I take full credit, and I expect flowers. Thank you so much for my channel members who help me in making deep dives like this. Not many other people are doing videos this in-depth about YouTubers vanishing, so I'm so grateful to have your guys' support. If you two want to join my channel members, please consider hitting that join button below. Thank you for watching. As always, snipe, snap, out.